Hello everyone and welcome to the Gunpla Network. As always, I'm the Spicer, and today we'll be taking a look at the unboxing of the 2003 high-grade Universal Century RGM-79D GM Cold District Type. This unboxing is brought to you by none other than those fine folks over at Canadian Gundam. Canadian Gundam is your one-stop shop for all things plamo and Gunpla here in North America. With a vast catalog, they restock regularly, flat rate shipping to the US and Canada, and a private warehouse option. They're going to have you covered for just about anything you need. When you're checking that vast catalog and placing your next order, don't forget to use the promo code Gunpla Network to save yourself 10% off. Now, unlike the F91 that I talked about earlier, I've not built this before. Now, I know 2003 is a 20-year-old kit. It's going to be fairly basic, especially being a GM. But yeah, I don't have a frame of reference for this, so I'm kind of going a little blind here. Generally, of course, early GMs or, this kind of early 2000s high-grade HGUC type GM, not going to have a lot going on. I've built stuff from this era. I generally know what to expect here. But the Cold District type's a pretty interesting one. I like it. It's kind of a cool one-off. Its rifle's pretty sick, so I really hope that's not going to be disappointing or weird or wonky. It's one of those things that not having a lot of mobility in the arms and shoulders might be a bit of a problem, and we'll see. We'll see. Some of these early UC kind of actual guns work better than others instead of beam rifles and whatnot, but we'll see. If it's anything like the GM Custom and its rifle, this will be fine. But that's kind of the biggest draw. I like the color scheme. I think that's cool. It's fairly simple from a color perspective. So whether or not it's going to be color accurate, it's hard to say. But, it's 3, maybe 4 colors if you want to count the little yellow bits on the shoulders. So that's pretty neat. I'd imagine a fair few of these things are going to be stickers, and you'll see them in the box, so I obviously know a few of them are. But it is nice that we at least get some molded red plastic. Now, I would have liked it to have been maybe matching in terms of the stickers, but of course that's not the case. So maybe this is one I go back and mess with. But once again, I'm not a person that does that. I love busting out these quick little high grades. And this is a thing that's right up my alley. I know I'm going to get this thing done fairly quickly. Is it going to be like the prettiest version of it? Obviously not, but it just kind of plays to my strengths of I'm going to sit down, I'm going to dedicate an hour or 2 hours, and this is done, right? And then, of course, I have to go on to filming and, trying to do all that stuff, but it's one of those things. I like simple kits. They're quick, they're easy, they are the fun part of the hobby for me. Because it goes back to the video I talked about where I think Bandai is kind of the best model kit company out there. I'm very casual by comparison to a lot of the Gunpla World Cup people. I do not go back and retouch kits, rarely at least. So something like this, that as long as the stickers are satisfactory, I'm probably not going to touch it again. But yeah, it's the same appeal that these high grades or the entry grades, stuff like that have. It's just one and done, you're finished. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this stacks up against the F91 in terms of being very basic. What in that 10-year difference did the F91 get, right? Now, of course, it's not one-to-one. The F91's a mainstay Gundam. It's going to have a few more gimmicks. But generally, you can kind of see, okay, maybe they added a few parts here, or maybe they re-engineered this thing here. And I'll try to point those out in the reviews when I go over them. But, yeah, like I said, I don't have a lot of GMs on my shelf. I've got the GM Custom from 0083 and a GM Quell. So I've built some GMs before, but I honestly don't remember by comparison when they came out to this guy. So, yeah, it's going to be basic just because it's a GM. I don't know how basic, though. So if you have built this and you know how basic it is, let me know in the comments below so I can be like, hey, is this really basic or is there some weird stuff going on here? And of course, if you have questions, pop them down there. I'll do my best to answer them, but if I can't answer it, most likely someone else will be able to. And as always, friends, thanks for sticking with me through this unboxing. I really appreciate it. Do your best to stay safe and keep on building.